Just a Girl Talk. My name is Janine, and I am the founder of Just a Girl, which is a women empowerment brand geared toward self love, self empowerment of women. And today I have another special guest. This is Miss Crystal Bailey. Like, she wears so many hats, and I am truly honored and so inspired by all that she does, and it just gives me so much inspiration. And I wanted to bring her on my channel to talk about how she balances all that she does and makes it look so effortlessly and looks beautiful while doing it. But I'm gonna let Crystal introduce herself to you guys and tell you guys who she is.
Hi guys, I'm Crystal. I am a wedding and event planner pretty much by day, and then I do have other businesses where I have a clothing line for like professional women who like to still be hip and trendy and not like the old traditional like corporate suit,
Right.
like skirt to the knee, like no. And then I have like a full like branding like piece to the business where I have like the journal, which is geared to like a lot of men been critiquing it lately, like, well, why didn't you give us something where it's pink?
Yeah,
and I'm like, well, it was my audience is women, sorry. But I was just a person who felt like, okay, this planner, like we all work and like have side businesses and things, and it's like they giving you a page or two or like 3 lines, and it's like this isn't enough room.
Like, I'm like going past
and it's like
it's
not detailed enough, and now I'm like walking around with notebooks. So I was like, okay, what could I do? Because I'm like, I know I'm not the only person on this earth that's struggling the same exact way, where it's like not super big, but big enough where it's like we could fit everything we need. So it's super detailed, like notes, you can put the contacts, you can put people's budgets in it, like a little bit of your own like monthly budget.
Can it fit in your purse?
And it can fit in your purse. That was the biggest thing for me, because it's like I don't want to carry all this nonsense, and I need to fit in my purse too. And then I have the ebook. And the ebook just came about because of the planning classes. I had a lot of people who weren't from Philly or whatever who wanted to learn about the business, but couldn't come, or it might have been too much. So it was like, this is a quick, easy tool that you can keep forever.
So as I said, as you guys heard, she has so many things going on. And as I said, she is a mother. And today we're going to talk about just balancing life as a mom and not allowing, you know, the balance of motherhood to stop you from succeeding and reaching your goals. Because obviously when you have children, things can slow down a little because you have to attain to them, whether they're sick, whether it's school meetings. Like, you still have those little people who need you, but you still have the dreams that you want to follow. And I know for me, one of my biggest struggles when I first had my son was the fear of like, I what else do I do? I don't know what else to do but be a mom. Like that was the scary thing for me. Like, I was so invested in like being a mom and getting this right. I didn't want to get it wrong. So I thought that I didn't see if that anything else mattered. Like, you know, I almost felt like
you forgot about like
you. Like it was like I can't do both until like my kids get old enough and they don't need me anymore.
Because
like,
I feel like that was the old school concept. Like, you can't focus and do any of that until they get bigger.
And then because it was like, who's gonna keep your kids? And that's why I always go into like, it is really important to have like a strong village to really raise you. And that was for me, like being willing to like ask for help and the people that I needed, and using, you know, my family and my friends to support me, because I couldn't do anything. I couldn't sit here, you know, in front of this camera and do this if I don't use my support system to do it. Or what would you say, should I say, that you learned that it finally started to like balance out between motherhood and like, okay, so I got this?
I don't even know if I got it now. I would say probably this year though, more than anything, because I had to figure out like a schedule. And I think it was me having my daughter finally going to real school, which where I was like forced to figure it out. Because it's like I knew she had like a time frame when they get out of school. This isn't daycare. It's like extended till 6 and like all of this stuff. So it was like, okay, so like how do you rework your schedule, and then like what days are you going to like allot for like her, but then like your clients that are like, they work too, so they need evenings. Like, so I had to come up with like a schedule that was going to work where I can still do everything I needed to do, but still make time for her.
Right.
And a lot of times I bring her with me, because like full-time entrepreneurship is going to just require it.
Right.
It's like no way around it. Like,
right.
Some days when that village, because I have an amazing village, like between like my husband's family and then my mom, like, but there are days where it's like my mom might work late or have a meeting or something, or like they might be at work or doing something where it's like, okay, well then you have to just come with me today. And I think it builds, I think now in today's society, it makes children much more aware and like wanting to do more, and then like they see it. So I think they grow up to be a little more like open and like wanting to do more about their own like dreams, because they can see
they see like mommy's working. They understand. Like, you understand.
Yeah, I think the understanding is different.
I have also tried to like put myself in like, to not only view working, if I'm trying to like build myself up and build a business or a brand, that I'm only viewing work as when I have to report into my school. You know, I have had to use like, no, when you have like, when my kids are in bed, if 8 to 10, if that's the only time that I have to work on my business, I need to set that time to work. Because I don't want to keep giving my job my own, like my all of my work time, and I'm, you know what I mean? So,
and then you have no time to do like build your business, and it'll get pushed to the back burner because it's like, okay, well I gotta do this. Right.
Yeah. Do you feel like when you started to like put those boundaries in place, that your clients or just business people started to have pushback, or like
in the beginning it was like pushback, but I think at this point now they see it as if it was the same thing as like a Target, or anything like that. Because I try to, when I give pushback, I give the rationale of like, you can't call any of these stores at these hours. You can't just show up. Their doors are closed. Like, you have to treat it the same exact way. Cause the infamous line is like, I know it's not your hours, but, and it's like, no.
Like I know you busy, but.
Right. So it's like, my phone's on do not disturb until my phone turns on. So it's like, I have to physically be looking at it to see that it even came through. And I do the same thing for at night. Like, all calls and stuff stop. Now, I might respond to an email, but I always say, like, we can discuss it like at my business hours, but because that's the only time I really have to sit down and check emails. So it's like, but we're not about to go back and forth like at this hour either. Like, no. But I do it. You're going to get pushback in the beginning and that's where I think sometimes it's like business owners, we kind of are too reluctant in the beginning. So we don't set the hard lines. So that's how the pushback comes in. But it's like, I think if we are kind of that way from up front, I think people respect it a little bit more.
Yeah, and I think that's with anything.
And it's like we're trying to like figure out, like, well, I want to build these relationships and stuff like that, but it's like the boundaries easily get crossed that way. And so it's like you be stern, but not in a mean way. It's just like, you know, like, text me whatever, and I'm good for saying like, you can send it to me and I'll just respond to you like as soon as possible, so you don't think I'm ignoring you or anything like that. So that seemed to like work.
And I'm sure that obviously like goes back to self-care, like that. I'm sure hopefully that helped with your own self-care when you set those boundaries, because like you don't want to burn out, and that's what ends up happening. You're like burning yourself out trying to do it all. And
that's happened a lot.
And it's like tiring. You still need your rest. I know you talk about that all the time, about like trying to like you need to be there, you want to be there, and physically you just can't, you know. And it's like you want to push through so bad and like make it happen.
You just can't. And I try to tell people, like, I'm the person where if I know I just physically can't, like, I'll still find another way, like, okay, how can I support this person? And like still try to find another alternative to like supporting in whatever way. But the self-care matters. Like, whereas like I had to build in a lunch break because I'm the person that's like, I'm just like, okay, meet, and I look up and it's like, oh, it's 3:00. And it's like, I never even stopped to like eat.
I have a lunch break. Do I really take it? I'm like eating lunch with the kids, and it's like, that's a whole trying to eat and like it's no peace, but I'm just talking.
They're in your office.
They're in your office talking. What you doing? What you got? And it's like, you know, but at least I'm eating and like it might be the conversation is just regular conversation. It's not about
work stuff.
Yeah. Like I don't know what you doing this weekend. So it helps and it's still like self-care, but I do think that is like the important thing with anything is really like to take care of yourself, and it's easy to get caught up in that, like wanting to do it all, wanting to go and go and go, and like I said, just you before you know it, you haven't ate.
You're like burnt completely.
You're like, I haven't had anything to drink. Like you don't even realize that you don't realize it. You have no idea that you have not ate all day. Like your body ain't giving
and your
no
body
sign.
actually get accustomed to that.
Yeah,
where it becomes like the norm.
I guess how have you dealt with balance in motherhood and all that you do with explaining to your daughter, like when it's all kind of like chaotic or like like those conversations with her, like you know,
because
like,
it gets hard at times. Like for the most part, I would say 80%, she's usually on board, but there are still those moments where it's like, I don't want you to go, like, and she gets it, but she's like, well, why do you have to go today? Or like, so why can't I go? Like I go sometimes, so it's like trying to explain like, well, this kids can't come in this space, or like, and it gets hard, and then sometimes you have to just like, it's nothing I could do about it. So it's like I just have to leave, because if not, a kid is gonna continue to like,
they're gonna keep asking every question,
and question. So it's just like I try to constantly remind myself where it's like, don't let it upset you, because it's like I tell her all the time, if I don't go, then you can't have the things that you want to do, and you know, all of those things. And then she'll say okay, but like still probably doesn't care or agree. But it's like, try to be mindful to yourself of like, this is our livelihood. So it's like, I have to do what I have to do. And then I try to, because in the beginning it would be like, oh my God, like I felt like I would overcompensate. Because I'm not here a lot. Where then it was just like, okay, there's all this crap here. Like you don't even touch it. And it's just like, now you're just like spoiled brat, because you just think like, or it's like, okay, let me take you to dinner today because I didn't cook all week, and like just crazy stuff. And then you have to come full circle, like, okay, none of that matters. Like it doesn't even matter. Like cause then it's like, I can take her to Dollar Tree, and she's like, still, this is equally as important to her in her world. So it's like, I just try to set days and times where it's like, okay, if I ran crazy because I had this big wedding, and that Monday, I might shut everything down. And it's like, okay, what do you want to do? And like, okay, you want to go here, or you want to hang out, and just let her guide it? Whereas, all right, today is like a no work day. So you tell me, and that's what we'll go do. But I had to stop feeling bad about making a living for, like, you to survive. Because it's like, if I don't do it, then, like, what are we going to do? Like... But it was hard in the beginning, because you feel bad.
Like mom
I'm supposed to be here.
I'm telling you, mom guilt. Like my mom guilt is like.
Because it's like, I'm supposed to be home with you, but then it's like, but we have bills, and like, I have to feed you too. So it's like, now what do I do?
I want to travel more. Like I tell my husband, I really want to travel more. I want us to travel more together, but my mom guilt is like real of like, I can't go away all these, like, for all these days. Like I can't just go, like
I literally booked a trip for next year 3 weeks ago, and my mind is so anxiety, like, who's watching her for a week? Like, how?
Like my mom.
And everybody was like, you need to go. Like, you are acting crazy. She will be fine. I'm like, no. Like, what do you... That's a lot of days where it's like,
that's no. I'm like, I already know. I'm like, my max out. Like,
and they be so spoiled where it's like, where are you going that many days? Like,
exactly.
My daughter has bad separation anxiety. So if I'm going for hours, she's like, well, where you... When? Are you coming back? What time? Like... So it's like days? Like, no.
Yes,
like,
you have to live.
You have to take time for you, because it's like, you're going to wake up and be like, whoa.
Like,
I missed life.
Gave everything. And it's like, not a bad thing you give me all, but you still have, you're still human.
You regret it. Because it's like conversations me and my mom have had, and she felt like she didn't live. Or like, and I felt like, well, why'd you do that? And it's just like, you regret so much when you don't do those things. But I felt like that was what was
taught back
then.
Yeah.
Like, and then now they look back like, I could have went away.
Right.
I could have
did. Like, I had people could have watched y'all.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and it was that's.
And it's just like, why didn't you do that?
Yeah.
Like,
my mom, I think she did everything she could up until she had us, and that was like it.
Yeah.
And I think she took her actually, her first vacation that I can remember without like us as kids. Yeah. This summer, like to Jamaica. Like I can't remember like probably other than we going to Disney or something we were kids, but other than that, like probably it hadn't happened before she had us.
Right.
But the mom guilt is like
it's real.
And it's hard because you, like you said, you have to pay a bill, but even outside of just trying to maintain your home, you still have dreams.
Everything.
Like, you know, you have dreams that you're still trying to achieve, and you're hard. Trying to do it, and
it's like because you're trying to get a regimen with that, you're trying to get it going, and it's like, and I see why people get like they like bash people with nannies, but I get it, like because it's like you need help, because everyone asks me like, why did you leave your home, a full house, and I was still paying for my home and moved in with my mom and was paying that and there because I needed the support. Simply for that reason. It was so draining, like getting up 4 a.m., dropping her off, taking her to my mom dropping her off at daycare, I'm going to work, getting off, meeting clients, like picking her up, now it's late, and then my mom's like, stop. Like, just come here because it's like this is where she's at. Like
this is
and you're just like, oh, you're gonna burn yourself out. And I was like, but I'm still paying for this house that I don't even live in. So I'm like, this is insane. Like this is crazy.
Yeah. To have someone such as your mom to like be able to do that for you and be willing to, you know, sacrifice her, you know, her own life, you know, because our moms still have lives.
They
like,
do.
You know, I kind of forget, like... And
I was asking her, like, you want to come live with me? She's like, I'm not leaving my house to come live with you. Like, no. Like, no. She's like, absolutely not.
Like, and my mom was watching Sight. She came here, and that was like a struggle. She do not want to leave her house. Ever. So she came here, like, 4 days a week and kept her, and I was like, thank God, because she knew, like, it was going to be too much for me to drive her from here. Like, I couldn't drive to Southwest every day. Like, no way. Like, you know what I mean? So it was like she understood, like, that would be too much for me. So I was, like, thankful that she was able to come here and do that. And anything that I'm trying to do, like, my mom and my husband's mom, and, like, they're supportive to, like, help. Because I'm like, I don't think without the support, nothing could happen.
It wouldn't work. It wouldn't work without the support, or you'd be paying for the support. Like, every, you know, like, that's what celebrities, they have to pay. But a lot of them are like, and I think it's just our cultural thing, but like in other societies, that's the norm. You live at home in like, so that that's what they do. Now I'm in a position of like, where am I moving to for school for her and like things like that. And then she's older, so she's like, I want to go back to my house. And I'm like, well, we sold that, so that's not an option. Like,
we get a new house.
We'll get a new house. Like, that's not an option, but we can get a new house. But it's like, now it's like I can't just move anywhere because she's in school. So it's like now I have to figure out what works like for school. So I'm like, it's just always something. Like,
I guess what would you say ideally with your business and growing your brand, where you would feel comfortable like to have a team to kind of help out?
I knew when I got to the point where it's like, this is too much for me to manage on my own. Like, that's the inclination where you feel like you're getting to a place where it's overwhelming just for you. Like, you have to put some people in place. That's the hard part. There's no recipe to that. Like, it's just trial and error.
And I think that is all it's like...
and then using your team's strengths will probably be, like, once you get people in place, because they're not going to move your baby how you do. But you don't expect them to. Expect them to be good at what you know they're good at, and, like, push them to be that times 10. But they're never going to
be never going to be you, which is
and you gotta that's hard too, because then you expect, and it's like you can't, because that's when you'll be like, they gotta go, but that's not really, they might not be a fault of that, because that's just not
that's just you putting yourself on someone else, and it's not,
and clients and people will expect you of your staff too, and you have to be transparent to let people know that too.
Right, like that's I know you expect this from me, like, and that's a good point to.
And you have to pull back because it's like when you walk into businesses and stores, there's several managers, there's several, but it's like nobody's gonna run it like the CEO.
Right.
You know, but it's like they're still doing a great job. Like, so it's like it's hard, but it's like that's the only way.
Right.
It's the only way, and you can only do it by, like, it took me, I'm in year 7, I just got a solid team.
Wow.
I done been through, like,
and you've been trying.
Wow. It's just this year.
Wow. And
like
I think
2018.
I feel like I've heard that from a lot of women primarily. Trial and error, trying to find the right team, find the right people, and I'm sure that was like a relief once you really felt like, okay, this is it, because I'm sure it helped in your personal life.
It does, or if you're sick, and
right?
it's like, okay, I have staff that can go, and now I'm not neglecting my clients, where I can send somebody that I trust to go and, you know, work this event, or, you know, go to the building, or do this, talk to these people, like, you know, and it helps. Yeah. Because then this stops the burnout. Right. So like,
and you have that self-care day. I was actually looking at one of Milano's recent videos, and she wasn't there where she usually, and I was like, oh my God, like, I'm sure she was probably like, felt amazing to be not there and everything go
smoothly.
Like, to get to that point, I can only imagine when she got to that point to, like, I can go.
Well, like, right now she's in LA and we're doing her entire fashion show. She's not here.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, that is probably, like, how many years, how much did you have to go through to finally be like, they got it. Yeah. Like, that is probably people. Like, that is probably like one of the most amazing feelings, like, as a business owner. I can be having time for me. Like you said, like, if I'm the CEO of Target, I'm not sitting there on the computer every day looking at, like,
worrying about the sales.
I'm on vacation,
this store,
like,
this
you know, like, I got
like, you gotta trust the store manager,
and they gonna do it. And I'm sure they had to go through. They fired a couple people. They finally and I'm able to. That's what you want to get to, that point of, like, I can still have time to like have my life, be able to still obviously run my business and be all hands on as much as I can, but I still want to. I did this to finally be able to step back. So, you know.
And I feel like that's the mindset you have to keep, because that's the only way you're going to be okay with the growth. Right. So it's like I constantly bring and I try to dumb it down all the way to, like, Dollar Tree. Like, okay, well, Dollar Tree is the same model, and it's like, nope, there's someone who owns that, and then there's store managers, and it's like, and they are okay. Yeah. And it's like, you have to train your mindset to think that way, because that's, once you grow, it's like, okay, well, that's the whole point. You're not working that hard to, like just to not still grow. Stay in the Dollar Tree. Like I own these things. I don't need to be here. Like, you don't want to. You shouldn't. Have to be here. And it's like, why do you need the staff if you have to be here? Like, you know. So it's like, those are the things too.
I always wonder, like, is that a cultural thing for us as business owners? Like, we don't trust each other enough to believe that we're going to handle it.
Yeah, it's trust.
You know, like, is that just something that we struggle with in our culture?
I think it's a solely, like, trust cultural thing that so many people have, like, broken the barriers of trust that we don't even know how to get it back.
Like, you're afraid they're going to burn you. They're going to steal your money. They're going to take, like, you just have all these, and it might be just because you're the trauma of the last team or the last person, you just are putting it on me, and it's like, I ain't even take nothing from I ain't do nothing to you. Like, you know what I mean? Because you just can't get over it.
Because it already happened. So now it's like, okay, now what? But it's just like, you got to put parameters in place to just avoid those things. Where it was like, well, what did you do that you could have, like, you know, I've had stuff stolen from my building. Where it's like, but you didn't have cameras there. Where you could have prevented that because you were too trusting. So it's like, you just go in with a little bit more precaution and having those barriers. Like, where, you know, where it's like, no, I don't check the cameras, but I know if I need to, well, they're there. You know what I mean? So it's just like, you just have to kind of move in those ways where it's like, you give the leeway, but I protect myself too, all at the same time. Yeah. Right.
Oh, wow. I mean, I'm glad that you're sharing this, because it makes me feel like, okay, someday it's possible. So like I said, I always get caught up in like the how can you do it all? There's no way, you know, like working a 9 to 5, and it's like the people who eventually left their jobs and are able to soar, use the time and every ounce of their time while they were working to put themselves in a better position, and not, like I said, not
And I tell people, like, don't think you have to leave your job. I worked my job for the first 4 years. I was still working at the school and running my business.
Right.
I only left because my business was growing at the capacity that was maxing out the time for my job.
Right.
And I was like, if I do the math, if I put these same hours in my business, I could make the equal amount of money or more. Right. That's the only reason why I left.
Right.
Where it was like, what do you really want to do? Because it's a time constraint now. Because it's like, if this is growing, do you want to stay here?
Right.
Or do you want to really develop this into this full potential? But even still, my first day was like, so what am I supposed to be doing? Like, because now it's like, you have to still turn that into a 9 to 5 schedule though. Right. And that's what I think people think entrepreneurship is still a 9 to 5 though. Because like, whatever my hours are 10 to 4 and then 7 to 9 certain days out the week. But it's like, I still operate like a 9 to 5 because you got to put a structure to your business, or you do get the people that like, now you laying around, you didn't get up. Whereas like, I treat it that way. Where it's like, nope, I get up every day this time. I clock in at this time in my mind. Like, I'm clocking in. Like, I check emails at this time. I'm answering calls. I'm doing these things as if it's work. Like,
and you could actually be doing more in that 10 to 4 than you probably was doing at 9 to 5. Like, you literally could be making way more phone calls. Like, you going from here to there. You're putting so much more energy into your business.
The difference is you're just more comfortable because it's yours.
Right. You can kind of do it and
and on the days you don't feel like it, you have the luxury to say, I'm not going to. That's the difference. Like, where it's like, or I'm going to take a break for 2 hours and not get in trouble by anybody. Like, because,
and you need them. You need the breaks.
You need them. Where it's like, yesterday, it was like, I'm going to get my hair done. Like, okay, I can check my emails under the dryer, but I'm not meeting nobody during this window because I'm not about to keep looking crazy for no more days. So I think that's the luxury of it, but I think you can't get comfortable in that kind of freedom because then it's like you're going to get too comfortable, and now it's like you're not working, and it's like it'll backfire against you. But I felt like that was the only way I saw the growth, was running my business like a 9 to 5.
Yeah, that I'm sure that was that it had to happen.
There's
no way to get to the success level that you're at without putting those boundaries in. Like I said, the important thing is taking care of yourself, and
that's
got to be able to take care of yourself to even run your business. Like, you can't be.
And you're still never going to have it perfect. Like, there's no possible way. There's still days when I'm like, what's happening? Like, I don't even know. Like, this week was terrible. Like, there was no balance. Like, nothing. Like, this is just a mess. Where it's like, okay, but whatever. We'll figure it out. Whole new week. Like, just start over. Like, I don't think there isn't, like, a perfect science to, like, trying to balance it. But if you could get, like, a hold on the 80%, the 20 is going to happen no matter what. So, like, that's if you work. So it's like, if you can be 20% on structure, I mean, the 80%, everything else will kind of like fall, come together. Like, in that room, you're supposed to have that wiggle room for like the craziness that may happen anyway. So it's like, you got to maintain that 80 in order for your like success level to grow. I feel like.
Well, this is good. I mean, I'm truly inspired, and I'm keep going to work and using my lunch break to do whatever else I want to do to build Just a Girl. My mom told me the other day, she was like, can you order the kids some stuff for Christmas? Or you probably can do you at work. I said, girl, I do everything at work. I'm on the phone, on the computer, typing up something.
That's how I started though. All my downtime at work.
I use all my downtime to be doing multitasking.
I used to tell the kids, like, hold on to my client. Like, hello? they knew. Like, they knew. So they were like who's the event you got this weekend? And what we getting ready to do? Like, they know. So,
I'm not going to keep, like, you know, only giving my all. Yeah. Y'all know I love my students. I love them. Sometimes too much. They get too much of me sometimes where I'm like, oh my God. Then I come home to my baby. So it'd be like, oh my God. Then it'd be bedtime, and then I'd be too happy for bedtime that I'd be over doing anything else. But I am, you know, like I said, it is so good to be, you know, for me even getting better with self-care, and like I said, saying no, that is also just a good thing to just finally just say, like, I don't feel like doing it. Yeah. Not even having no reason.
Nope. Kind of
come up with it. It's like, nope. No, I don't feel like it. Like, that was a hard thing.
I flat out said no the other day, and it felt so good, and I was getting ready to type this.
Right.
Delete. No.
Right, and Simple. It's like, whoo.
Yeah.
Right. I'm still at the. I'm not sure. I didn't get to know yet, but eventually I'm gonna get to, like, no. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna get there. I've gotten there with my husband. Now I was like, no, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
I used to be like, now I'm like, no. So I'm gonna get there with other people when it's like, it's not for me. It's not.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not good for my health, my mental health.
And my mom laughs because I be like, no, my energy is real. Like, I'm not. None of that can come in your space because it'll throw everything off whack. And it's like, nope.
Yeah, I'm
somebody call me with the crazy. I'm gonna call you back because it's just like, no. And this was the year for me. Like, no is a no.
Right.
Like, and own it because I'm such a person like. No, I want to help everybody. I want to make sure everybody's okay. And it's just like, no.
Yeah.
Because when you need it and you realize nobody's there, it's like, whoa.
Right. I didn't say
so it's like, yeah. And it's like, okay, no. So it's like, we got to readjust. And I'm going to do, because that's just my nature.
Yeah.
What I still feel comfortable with, where I don't feel like I'm burning myself out to be yes.
Right.
Like, no.
Right. Yeah. It's.
I deleted that whole. No.
It was like that simple. It was like, whew. Nope. That's all I had to say. What was I tripping about? Like,
nope.
Yeah. So, I think the overall thing is for us as just women, just balance, and we do a lot as women with being mothers, wives, spouse, partners, business owners. It's easy to get caught up in trying to fulfill the roles as a woman when it comes to your family, but you don't want to forget about yourself, and that is really important because the times have changed. Women are more powerful. We are capable, and I think that if we take the tips that Crystal is saying about setting schedules, setting boundaries, it can go a long way. And I know for me that is something that I hope to get better at. And Chris, if you want to just share with them before we go your social media, if anyone is interested in your services, please let them know.
Yes. Anything wedding or like brands based or like women, mother, you can follow me, go on the C Bailey Collective, anything events, birthday parties, things of that nature. I have Bailey.events. Or you can go to the website and get everything, which is www.baileyevents.org.
Okay, so I'm gonna thank Crystal. I thank you so much for coming on my channel. I appreciate this. I'm have so much fuel going to say no to somebody tomorrow.
Yes,
no. So make sure you guys subscribe to my channel, like this video, comment, talk about your mom guilt that you might have, what you might be struggling with. I will talk to you guys soon, and I will see you guys later.